China names seamounts in Philippine Benham rice. Should Filipinos be worried? The Philippine rice, formerly known as Benham rice, is a massive underwater plateau located east of Luzon. In 2012, the United Nations officially recognized it as part of the Philippines' extended continental shelf. This means the Philippines has exclusive sovereign rights over the seabed and its natural resources in this region, including oil, gas, minerals, and marine species attached to the seabed. So, if Philippine rice already belongs to the Philippines under international law, why was China conducting research there? And does China's naming of undersea features in 2018 actually matter? Let's break this down. First, it's important to understand what rights the Philippines has in Philippine rice. Under the United Nations Convention on the Law of the Sea, or UNCLOS, coastal states can claim an extended continental shelf beyond their 200 nautical mile exclusive economic zone if they can scientifically prove it is a natural extension of their landmass. The Philippines did exactly that, and the UN Commission on the Limits of the Continental Shelf confirmed the claim in 2012. So, legally speaking, the seabed of Philippine rice is part of the Philippines' continental shelf. No other country can exploit its resources without Philippine consent. Now here's where China comes in. In the years after the recognition, Chinese research vessels were observed operating in Philippine rice. They conducted oceanographic surveys and seabed mapping. Later, in 2018, several underwater features discovered during joint surveys were given Chinese names and listed with the International Hydrographic Organization. This triggered public concern in the Philippines. Many people asked, is China trying to claim Philippine rice the same way it claims parts of the West Philippine Sea? The short answer is no, but the situation still matters. Under international law, naming an undersea feature does not equal ownership. Scientists and survey teams that discover seamounts or ridges often propose names, and these names are catalogued internationally. This practice does not affect sovereignty or continental shelf rights. So China naming seamounts in Philippine rice does not weaken the Philippines' legal claim. However, geopolitics is not only about legal ownership. It is also about presence, influence, and long-term strategy. There are three main reasons China is interested in Philippine rice. First is scientific and resource interest. Philippine rice has thick sediment layers and geological structures that could contain hydrocarbons or deep-sea minerals. For a country like China with massive resource demand, mapping potential seabed resources worldwide is a strategic priority. Second is military and strategic ocean knowledge. Detailed seabed maps are valuable for submarine navigation, underwater surveillance, and anti-submarine warfare. Philippine rice sits in the Western Pacific near important sea lanes and strategic waters. Understanding the seafloor there has clear defense implications. Third is signaling presence. Even without making a territorial claim, conducting research missions in an area creates familiarity and operational experience. In maritime geopolitics, repeated activity can gradually normalize a country's presence. This pattern has been seen in other disputed waters. Because of these concerns, the Philippine government responded in several ways. Benham rice was officially renamed Philippine rice to reinforce national identity and jurisdiction. The Philippines also tightened rules requiring foreign states to request permission before conducting marine scientific research in the area. So should Filipinos be worried? From a legal standpoint, Philippine rice remains firmly within the Philippines continental shelf. China cannot claim it without violating international law, and there is no recognized dispute over it today. But from a strategic standpoint, vigilance is still important. Marine research in sensitive areas can have dual scientific and military uses. Naming features, conducting surveys, and maintaining presence can all carry geopolitical meaning, even when they do not change legal ownership. The key takeaway is this: China's activities in Philippine rice do not affect Philippine sovereignty or rights over the seabed, but they do reflect China's broader strategy of expanding ocean knowledge, resource mapping, and regional presence. Understanding the difference between legal rights and geopolitical influence helps explain why the issue drew attention and why it still matters today. If you found this explanation helpful, consider liking and subscribing for more clear breakdowns of Philippine territorial and geopolitical issues.